Welcome back to Veterans Voices, honoring those who serve.
For our next story, I sit down with Dr. Ty Stone, retired member of the United States Air Force and now president of SUNY Jefferson.
Hey everyone, ABC 50's Josh Bond here with Dr. Ty Stone, president of Jefferson Community College and a retired member of the United States Air Force. Dr. Stone, thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Thank you for asking me.
So, Dr. Stone, this is Veterans Voices and time to talk about your service. So what made you decide to enlist?
Well, first I want to correct you. I didn't retire from the military. I did one term. What made me want to enlist was I wanted to do something different, and I had struggled, as I've told the story across the community, going to college, and I just wasn't successful in college, so I wanted to do something different. And so I decided to join the military.
What branch of the service did you join?
I was in the United States Air Force.
And you said you served for a tour, so how long were you in the service and what were your ranks and responsibilities while you were in active duty?
I did 4 years in the United States Air Force. I got up to Airman First Class, and I was an air traffic controller. I was stationed at Lakenheath, England. Yes.
And if you could go back when you were starting to enlist and doing that process, what would be some information and some guidance or wisdom that you would give yourself?
I think the one thing that I would say, and I think the greatest benefit of having military service is probably the discipline that you learn very quickly, that and the ability to grow up. I mean, you do have to grow up when you're in the military because people's lives are depending on it. And just having a strong sense of what you do matters at a very young age. So those are the things that I think you should think about as you're considering whether or not you want to go and serve the country in that way.
Veterans Voices will be right back after this short break.
Veterans Voices, honoring those who served, is proudly sponsored by Herringer's Contracting.
Welcome back to Veterans Voices, honoring those who served. I'm still here with Dr. Ty Stone. Dr. Stone, we were talking a little bit before the break about your time in service. Now, I'm going to ask you a couple questions about your time transitioning from military life to civilian life. Did you face any hardships or challenges from your transition?
Oh, absolutely. When I got out of the military, there wasn't a whole lot of transitional services that they provided back then. I mean, we're talking 30 years ago. I transitioned out of the Air Force 30 years ago. So finding a job or trying to figure out where I fit. And then I had a very specialized career. So what do you do after being an air traffic controller in the real world? So that was a process for me, a very difficult process.
And having gone through that process, do you have any words of wisdom or ideas to give somebody who's going through that process now?
I think now take advantage of the transitional services that they have on the bases. I know Fort Drum does an amazing job with the transitioning soldiers there. Also, I'd say if you have an opportunity, go to school while you're in the military. That's something that I also didn't do. So I didn't benefit from all of those opportunities to have my education paid for or any of those kinds of things that I think would have helped me in transitioning to the civilian life.
Now, from transition, military life to civilian life, what's been your biggest accomplishment since your time in the military?
Oh, certainly this job. This is the biggest professional accomplishment of my life. And I am very excited and inspired by the work that this college does for the community. And I'm just feeling fortunate that I have the ability to be here at this time, at this place, to do the work that I love.
So you have this amazing position here at Jefferson Community College. You're doing so many amazing things for this university, and we thank you for that. Now, we're going to go back to your time in the service. Is there one moment as your time as an air traffic controller that you remember, or just a very fond moment of your 4 years in service that you'd like to share with us?
I think the biggest moment is when I was able to talk to the planes unassisted. So there's a long process in training as an air traffic controller, and for much of it, in the beginning, you're assisted. So the opportunity for me to be able to sit down, and I was a radar air traffic controller, so to be able to sit down at the screen and talk to airplanes by myself was both really exciting, but also really scary. But you know, it really was a great time and a great opportunity for me, and something that I will never ever forget that experience.
Well, thank you again for your service, Dr. Stone, and thank you for everything you're doing for us here at JCC.
Thank you so much for watching Veterans Voices Honoring Those Who Serve. I'm Olivia Grant.
And I'm Josh Bond. All of us here at ABC 50 would like to thank our veterans and active duty personnel who serve all over the world. Have a happy Veterans Day.